Hey everyone, it's Dr. Hey everyone, it's Dr. Detroit here. The doctor is in, and welcome back to our F1 2021 full season playthrough. Today is going to be a fun race because today we're going to yet another track where I've never raced at before. We are going to be going to the French Grand Prix at the Paul Ricard Speedway. Alright, so a few things I gotta say. Well, first of all, you may notice that we have some upgrades coming to our car. First of all, we'll have some improved materials on the control electronics, and we'll also get some lightweight wheel rims, which means this car will be a little bit lighter, which should help us out quite a lot. But let's go over here really quick, because I need to show you guys. In case you missed the last few episodes, we DNF'd at Monaco, we had a 12th place finish at Baku, but we also, as you can see right there, we also won at the Canadian GP. And the next couple of races here I'm really excited for, because not only do we have France, but we also have Austria coming up next. That's race number 9. And Austria is the Red Bull Ring, and I've had a lot of good success there, especially on Gran Turismo 7. Then we head to Silverstone, and then it's going to be off to, I think that is Hungary for Magyar Nagadic. And then we'll be off to Belgium for Spa. And then we'll continue through the calendar as we continue forward, because we're getting closer to Abu Dhabi. Meanwhile, let's take a look really quick at this. I'm also going to tell you guys this. We did get an upgrade or we are going to get an upgrade for the control electronics, but if for some reason during the season we have to switch back to the first control unit, we could do that, because look at the overall wear compared to this and this. The control unit, the control electronics was only at 13%, and I decided to put everything new. We could possibly switch back to that if we felt like we needed to. So, I don't think it's going to give us a grid penalty or anything, but we'll keep that in the back of our heads. Meanwhile, in the season standings, you can see that we are back in the title hunt. We are currently 1 point ahead of Max Verstappen with our win at Canada. But as you can see, the Mercedes duo of Bottas and Hamilton are still up there. But I can tell you this, if we win this race, we could surpass Lewis Hamilton. And there's a chance we could surpass Valtteri Bottas as well in this race. But in order for that to happen, Bottas and Hamilton would have to finish somewhere, I'm going to say below 3rd place or 4th place for us to really get back up into the top spot. And you can see over there in the Constructors' Championship, pretty much it's Mercedes all the way through. Because unfortunately, Fernando Alonso has not put in a lot of points. And because of our DNF back at Monaco, it unfortunately was not good. But anyway, let's go ahead and get the upgrades put on this car. And we'll also see if there's any thing that we got to do. So we'll just advance the time. There's our control electronics. The lightweight whims get in, which is awesome. Our weekly resources.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Nice. So they will be on for this track. As you can see here, it's a very weird type circuit, and it's also really flat as well, with sweeping turns and all that kind of cool stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get this car practiced and qualified. I sometimes would like to show the practice, but sometimes I don't like to show it, especially for this division, because I'm learning this type of track. But maybe for the Red Bull Ring, I'll show a little bit of practice in R&D. But anyway, I'm going to go get this car R&D'd, qualified, and then I'll meet you guys on the grid as David Crofty will take us down to the grid right about now.
Here we are again then at Le Castellet for another round of this year's Formula One World Championship. Renault took their first French Grand Prix win all the way back in the inaugural race in 1906, but it was another 73 years before they could take their second. I'm sure Alpine will be pushing hard to delight the local fans here today. We have 15 corners here at the circuit, Paul Ricard, 6 to the left and 9 to the right. The rain is coming down and making for a slippery racing surface, but luckily there is plenty of runoff available, and hopefully we'll be able to avoid bringing out a safety car during today's Grand Prix. And with me as usual is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about the scientist. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. The scientist lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Max Verstappen and Norris, Ricciardo, Sainz, Vettel and Pierre Gasly, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll and Russell, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher and Charles Leclerc, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
Indeed. And as you can see, it is coming down like cats and dogs. But what in the world is with Charles Leclerc all the way back there? I really don't know. Alright, so here's the situation, everybody. You might be noticing right now that it is raining. But if you notice, it looks like our strategy for now is to go to the intermediate tires. Now, here's the thing to keep in mind. You might notice that the rain should start tapering off towards the end of the race. But from the looks of it, it looks like that it's just going to be continuing to be rain all race long. And then possibly get sunny by the time we get to the end of the race. So there's a good chance we may or may not need to put on the slicks. We're gonna stick with this default strategy, which includes 2 pit stops. We don't necessarily need to do 3. But this particular strategy up here, besides the alternate, will put us in a little bit better spot than everybody else. You guys may have also seen back there that we were about a 1/10 faster than Bottas. The Mercedes bunch are definitely really quick. But let's see if we can give our home manufacturer a win in the French Grand Prix. So if you're ready, and you look ready, let's get going. So here we go. We're going to start the race with the formation lap. For a second there, it didn't want to get going.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Now, I'm not sure why it's not letting me go up ahead of Valtteri Bottas, because he should not be up ahead of us. So I don't know if this game is going to glitch out like that. But as you can see, it is coming down hard, but the intermediates are going to be the tire to go, apparently. Alright, let's see if we can get around Valtteri Bottas here on this formation lap. Because I'm trying to set the delta here, but what I was doing was that I kept hitting the...
These conditions don't look like they're shifting. We're predicting at least 20 minutes of heavy rainfall.
So pretty much we'll have that heavy rainfall. Now if Bottas will just let us come over. Thank you very much. There we go. Okay, now we're up in front, and now we can actually control the delta from here. So 27 laps will make up the running. It is going to be a longer race due to the fact that we now have rain to deal with. And so this is going to be interesting. Because remember, the other thing is that you may notice that not everybody is on, well, everybody's on the intermediates, but nobody's on the wets. We might need those later on if it gets really wet, but we'll see. Now, the last time that we had a wet weather race, that was in Portugal, where that started out in the dry, and we won in the wet. And this car is pretty good at the technical portions of these corners, so we'll have to see how that goes. And we gotta also keep an eye out as well. We got some pretty good components here. We also did really well in practice. So we'll have to see how this race goes. But now the AI have taken over the car, And we're about set to go green here in France. So now our cars will tank to the grid here. Everybody will get formed up, and then we'll get the 5 red lights. And hopefully this time I remember to hit the right button to do the upshifts, because it's not the paddle shifters, it's the R2 and L2 for this.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Yep. Well, let's do it to it, everybody. Bottas, Hamilton, Perez, and Verstappen right behind us. And we're the lone Alpine up here in the top 5. Just waiting on the lights. And here we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights! And it's go, go, go! Oh, an amazing start off the grid. We're able to bonsai Bottas here, but here goes Bottas to the outside. Nothing happening. We gotta tiptoe through the corner just a little bit. We go way off into almost into the runoff, but now we have the race lead. Because believe me, when this car gets good in the rain, it'll be one monstrous car for that's for sure. Plus, we do have the better aero as well. Tiptoeing through the first couple of corners because, you know, the first time that something is slippery is when it's first rained on. Here we go. Now we're going to go down the back straightaway here, and we should be able to start pulling away from that pair. Lewis Hamilton got bonsai'd. He's now down to 5th. As you can see, Valtteri Bottas is catching up to us, but the power of that Mercedes is not going to do anything here on this first lap because he ran out of room there. We also haven't really had to use our overtake button very much because we did get a really good start. And I think that's because of some of the newer components that have come onto this car. Now, getting through this major corner right here, gotta be super careful. Nice and easy through here. Taking it nice and easy. It looks like everybody's gonna get through this first lap very clean. And we're starting to open up a gap a little bit because, again, we definitely have the technical portions of the track taken care of. So here we go, we're coming out of the second to last corner, and now here's the final corner, as we gotta make a sharp right-hander here. We come off of the corner, and we will lead lap 1 here in the French Grand Prix. And the start-finish line is way down here, right about here. And so we have the fastest lap currently, but that of course is going to change throughout the day. Also, because of the rain, no DRS is going to be activated. So that means that where everybody is, there was a little off there apparently. I thought that we were going to get a virtual safety car, but thankfully we didn't. But somebody must have gone off. Oh, something went wrong back there because... Oh! I don't see Bottas! Oh, a safety car has been deployed! Oh! The virtual safety car has been deployed. So now we gotta wait. Oh, it's the safety car. So something went wrong back there with Valtteri Bottas. So now I'm starting to wonder if maybe he got involved in an accident. We'll have to check the replay at the end of the race. But this is the first time that a safety car has been deployed. Now that means it's a full course yellow, so that means we are going to need to catch back up to the pace car, but we also need to keep our delta down low. So something must have gone wrong because now Bottas is way back there, and now it puts Lewis Hamilton back to 2nd. Now we need to be super careful here because if you take a look, see on the top right there, our delta needs to stay in the green. That's because we need to reduce our pace and everything, but we also need to catch up towards the safety car. Because now the field is frozen, and that means we get to do our very first safety car thing, which is good news. So right now we're the leader. Hamilton is 2nd, Perez is 3rd, 4th is Max Verstappen, and 5th is Lando Norris. So here we go. We're about to come back over here, and the safety car will pick us up as we keep ourselves right in this area. So now we got to catch the safety car. So now we can zoom up ahead to catch up to him. There's the safety car up there. So now we just got to get in right behind here, and somebody.
Going up to the safety car now. Do not pass it. You are the leader.
So now we got to catch the safety car queue. So now what we have to do is we got to be really careful here, because unlike in NASCAR, if you accidentally pass the pace car here, your race is complete, and you will not be able to get back out there again. So now we just got to stay behind the pace car, and I can see that there's 2 cars on pit road. Looks like it's Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas. So both of them must have had an issue or something. Now we just kind of keep an eye out here behind that Aston Martin. So now we just gotta be super careful here and just, you know, stay behind the safety car at all costs. And also, the AI does not control the safety car, or I mean, does not control our car. As you can see, all the movements I'm doing, that's me right now. Also, we will get to start the race once everything goes green. Right now I'm just kind of waving through here. Of course, it doesn't really matter, though, because our tires, you know, we're in the wet, so it's washing off any rubber and pieces that may be on there. We'll see how much longer the safety car will stay out here. We will get the official word when this comes in, but I did mistake this for a virtual safety car, which if there had been a virtual safety car, then what would have happened is that we would have had to have reduced our delta, which is basically our race pace. For anybody that's not familiar with those terms.
Happy that we're on the right tires at the moment.
Okay. Anyway, so we would end up reducing it, and then what would happen is that we would then be able to resume racing without the safety car. But here something went wrong, as we can see Valtteri Bottas but down there catching back up to the rest of the field. So something really went wrong. Now it says now it says stay behind the safety car. We are. Whoa, hello. Almost spun out there. Gotta be careful.
Approaching the safety car. You're leading, so don't pass it. Stay behind the safety car.
We know, we got it. So yeah, what we'll have to do is that we'll have to check the replay at the end of the race to see what the hell happened. But so far we're under caution here at La Cassetti, or whatever they called this place. I'm known as Paul Rickard. But this place too has been very weird, because if you ever see it from like up above, the track is extremely weird when it comes to, you know, configuration. And I know that there's been talk of dropping this race from the calendar for like the 2024 year, but I think France really wants their Formula 1 race, and this is a good opportunity for it, because they can't use Magny Course. They could make a street race in the streets of France, but I don't think the fans, I highly doubt the fans, or I should say the Ottoman and armchair race strategists over there want another street race. Whatever. But anyway.
Okay, the safety car is coming in this lap.
Oh, here we go.
Facing the field in sector 3. Make sure to respect the delta until the safety car is in the pit lane.
Alright, so we are going to be the ones that are going to restart this race. So now the safety car is going to be coming in. You can see that the game is now slowing our car down. Let's see what happens here as we continue forward. The safety car will be coming in this lap, and we will get to set the pace for how this will work. So we're going to see how well this will go as we now maintain the speed. But we're going green this time by. We'll be going back to the restart here on lap number 5. Just keeping the delta nice and easy. And we'll pick it up right as we come out of the corner. This is actually not a bad place to really try out some stuff. So here we go. Here we go to resume racing. Coming into the final corner. Here we go. We take it a little wide. But here we go. The restart on lap 5. Green flag.
Okay, clear. Gap to teammate behind is 4.0 seconds.
Did a pretty decent job there to actually get going, because there was really no way that we could have, you know, done it better. But look at this. Lewis Hamilton is trying to make a move to the outside. He's going to take the inside. Not a good idea there, Hamilton. Oh, but we caught him there on the curb as now Max Verstappen takes over second place. I had to do something to move over. But man, Lewis Hamilton, what are you thinking, dude? But now here we go onto the back straightaway. This is where it could get a little bit hairy because some of these cars have a little bit better straight line speed than we do. But right now the Red Bull is closing the gap a little bit. But I don't think he's going to have enough to really catch us, especially since we used a little bit of overtake there. But as we get started with this run again.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Okay, what kind of thing here? Oh, I see. So they want us to go to lap 15. I think we're gonna keep. I think we're gonna keep the. I think we're gonna keep the original strategy because I don't really like the idea of like waiting for so long. Because I mean that's not a bad idea, but you know, I don't know. I mean, we could come in with everybody else, or we could just, you know, come in a lap later. Because these intermediate tires, as long as it's raining and the track is wet, they're actually not going to wear out like the other tires do. So probably could have done something like that, but I wasn't sure. Because take a look, you can see the tires are only 11% worn. But even these tires are going to give out at some point, so we need to be kind of careful with them as we continue our dominance here at the front.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
See right there. Sometimes I kind of think that the race strategist is a little bit off his rocker sometimes, but right now not too bad. Went a little bit off kilter there. And just like how I mentioned at the beginning of the race, no DRS, but you can see the DRS activation points, and you can also see a gold dot that we are coming to. That is a speed trap that is used in practice and qualifying. Because not only can you get the fastest lap, but you can also get the fastest at the speed trap too. And we were the fastest at the speed trap with, I believe, a 2:03 mile-an-hour run there. Getting a little bit too wide there, but that's okay. Also, you can see that the rain is like right here on our windscreen. That's something new that they added to some of these games, was so that you could actually race as if you have a helmet on and can see exactly, you know, what all the drivers see in the wet weather. Nice and easy through here. Now, I didn't do any pit stop practice, but I think I can see exactly where pit road is. So what I'm thinking is that when our pit window opens, we will pit a lap later.
Forecast suggests the rain is going to be lightening up over the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. You should start finding more grip as we clear the standing water.
So rain could be.
We're expecting you in around 2 laps, and we'll be putting you on the intermediate tires.
Okay. Now, here's the thing about that. The rain will let up at some point. If it lets up enough... Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. If it lets up enough to the point where we could put on, you know, a set of tires, we could possibly be able to go on the dries. Which, by the way, too, we won't have to use 2 different compounds, because with this wet weather race, that rule just went out the window. So that means, should this race suddenly go dry, we will not have to use 2 compounds of dry tires. We can actually use any compound we wish. And maybe we might... I don't know. See, again, this is going to be a very strategic race as we get later into it, because we could go on the softs, but again, we got to be really careful with that. We could go to the mediums, which is not a bad idea. Some teams might go to the softs to like try and get away our extra points. But for me, the soft tires, I don't know if the softs are a good idea here, but we'll have to see what our strategist says. So let's just keep an eye on the skies. I can see they're starting to lighten up just a hair. There we go. Getting through the corner just fine. And now Hamilton is coming to pit road, and so is Lando Norris. So they're coming in. They're going to do the undercut.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this
Wow, a bunch of cars have come to pit road because they're switching to the wet tires. Ah, interesting. But I wonder if that's the right tire to work with. So some of them are going to the full-on wet tires, which the full-on wets, they must think, I'll tell you one thing, they must think that this rain's going to stay here a bit more, but I think we're okay on the intermediates. So we should be okay, but because they came to pit...
Right, we've got people in the pits changing over to full wets. Come in and change your tyres if you need to.
Okay, so they possibly are going to the full wets. So it sounds like other cars are going to the full wets. We could bring our car in now. I mean, we are in our pit window. If you can. Let me think. You know what? Let's stay out one more lap. Let's stay out one more lap, because I'm going to see if more cars come to pit road. Because the more the cars come to pit road, the more they will lose time to us. Because unlike in the Cup Series, where things cycle back out, right now as we are, we could cycle out to a bigger lead.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Okay, let's see what this strategy thing is. And it's looking like it's wanting us to go to the wets. For sure.
We want to pit this lap, so push now.
I don't even know what to do at this point. Because I think it's wanting us... Yeah, look at this. Everybody's coming in for the wets. Teammates in the pits.
Fernando's in the pits.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and go to the wets. Because I think this is going to... I think this is going to end up being more of a... more rain. Because you can see that it's starting to come down more. And these intermediate tires will start to lose their grip. And they'll actually start having a problem. Now, you see right there that these other cars, like Verstappen, Hamilton, and Norris, they came in early.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Got that confirmed?
So, here's what's going to happen. We cannot afford to lose too much time to them. So, what'll happen is that with the way that we're going right now, we can give up as much as 27 seconds and still be okay. Because we still got to come to pit road and get our new tires. So we're going to come in right now for the wet weather tires, because I think we've done enough damage out here. So now we're going to go on to the full-on wets, which is a rare tire these days in the F1 series, because it seems like F1 has changed their tune about wet weather racing. Like, they'll allow them to go out there, but we don't usually see the full-on wet weather tires. So now, as long as we can get out of here and do our thing. So here we go. Okay, there's the blue line. We're bringing it to pit road right now. Car gets taken over. All right, let's keep an eye on the pit stop. Let's keep an eye here to see how much time we're going to lose. As you can see, we are being brought in really slow. Here's our pit stall. Off come the intermediates. On go the wets. Green, green, green. There we go. And I don't think we lost that much time at all. Here they come. They're going to be coming out of the final chicane. Let's see what happens here. Will it be Verstappen or will it be us that will keep the lead? Here we go.
Okay, you only have to stop once now. One stop left.
And so with that being said, we continue to lead here in France, and we didn't lose that much time. In fact, once everything cycles out, let's see how much time we did lose. We'll be able to know once everything just kind of settles out, and it looks like that we lost a good bit of time, but we still had a cushion of 9.5 seconds. So that idea of staying out one lap extra was a good idea, because now everything is just kind of happened. But take a look at who's in fifth. Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin. Oh my goodness, good job for him. Hope he can keep it up there. Those Aston Martins are really starting to kick in, especially when you got Sebastian Vettel, who is now retired in the real world. Now, as you see right here, we got to be really careful because we're all in the wets, so we got to get these tires a little bit, you know, warmed in and worn in as well as we hit lap 10. Now these types of tires, these are perfect for very wet roads, and these are for like good surfaces that have standing water in them. The reason why the intermediates don't work in the big torrential downpour is that they're intermediates, meaning that they work when there's surface water. But we have to be really careful, especially when the track starts to dry out, because we will need to go to slicks at some point, possibly. And so we want to make sure that there is a cool enough, or that there's a dry enough line for us to do that. So far we're doing really good, and we're already opening up the gap on Verstappen, who had an engine failure at the final couple laps of Canada last time we were out. Also, let me explain something too, because a lot of people were asking, you know, or some people who follow me on Discord and everything, were telling me, or were actually asking me, you know, hey, you mentioned something about, technical portions of the track. We just went through a technical portion, which is basically the turns, and that's where the Alpine really shines, is that if it can't get you on outright speed, we can hit the apexes and the chicanes and our marks a little bit better in some of these corners, as you can see right here, and then easy through here. And we do have some good acceleration too.
Okay, the gap behind is 12.3 seconds.
And so, at some point in time, this car will definitely be a little bit quicker. But the other thing too that is going to be interesting is that if we end up winning the championship with this team, and we decide to do a second season of this F1 this F1 full season, are we going to stick with the Alpine, or do we go to a different team? That's going to be the next question for sure, because I know that right now this Alpine is getting better and better every time that we go out there. But remember, whatever upgrades we do to this car, we're going to have to go against it if we end up going into a different ride. And I don't know.
It's getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out.
There we go. So it's going to get lighter, which means we will have to switch back to the intermediate tires. To be perfectly honest here, I think I probably could have stayed out there on the intermediates, but I think I would have lost a ton of positions. Or at least lost a lot of time.
Our teammate by 33.9 seconds.
So let's see if we can get a weather update or something.
The rain's easing off a bit, but the track is still going to be wet for a while. Full wets seem to be the fastest tire for now.
Interesting. Alright, let's double check over here and see how the wear and tear is doing pretty well on our engine. You can see that right now it's the internal combustion unit that's getting the most worn out right now, but we're still pretty good. We still got plenty of opportunities here. So what this means is that it's going to let up, but like they said, you know, it's going to take a while for this track to dry out. So probably not going to have to worry about going to the slicks after all. Might have to go back to the intermediates because we do have one more stop that's going to be coming, and we might pull the same strategy. Nice and easy through here. I see a blue dot back there. That could be Nicholas Latifi that we might end up lapping. But so far, a French manufacturer, which is the Renault, and this team, Alpine, is actually a French team. What's interesting is that this team used to be the Renault team, and then they got bought out by the Alpine name, so it was the Renault Alpine team. And yeah, it is weird how some of my cars have Valvoline on them, and we got Castrol Edge over here, but you know, two different racing divisions. even though they are conflicting motor oil places. Just being nice and easy through here. So right now, as we continue our rain dominance here, we currently lead. Verstappen is second, Hamilton is third, fourth is Lando Norris, and fifth is Sebastian Vettel. Now, my math skills are a little bit awkward, but if it stays the way it is right now, and with Bottas all the way back there, wherever he may be, there's a good chance we could leave today. Well, for sure in second. For sure we will definitely get second in the standings after this race. But when it comes to the points lead, we may have to wait until Austria for that to really show up. And I know that at Austria we're going to be really good there, because Austria is a really great track. I mean, I've won there many times in the Gran Turismo stuff, and even won a few daily races there too, which was really cool. But that place has always had a good place in my heart. I really like Austria, because the hills will be alive with the sound of race cars. Meanwhile, back here in France, we're going to be hitting lap 14 of 27. You can see that we've opened the gap tremendously. And to be honest, this rain is going to be very helpful for us, especially with all the components, because notice how we haven't had to use our overtake at all. In fact, you can see right there, it's slowly recharging. We actually haven't had to use any overtake, so that's going to really help, you know, with the wear of our other equipment. In fact, this wet weather is a blessing in disguise for my whole R&D team back at the shop.
The circuit's definitely looking better than it was a few minutes ago. If we could just move a bit more of that standing water, we might be able to get onto the intermediates.
Okay, so right now, as it stands, we will end up on the
Increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up.
Nice. Now, here's the thing about...
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Alright, what kind of strategy are we looking at here? Really? Okay, so it wants us to come back in for full wets on lap 18, but we will see if maybe we can change that. Now, as I'm trying to say, because I was just trying to explain, when it comes to this kind of stuff, you know, we're not pushing the equipment too much. In fact, you can see that we're going much slower, and I'll actually tell you how much slower we're going. Back in practice, we were running in the 137s, 136s, somewhere in there. Well, now we're in the 148s, so it's definitely taking a lot longer to run each of these laps. As we make our way past start-finish line, we'll now hit lap 15 of 27. Which, you know, it doesn't sound like a lot, but obviously when the lap times are that slow, it takes a while for this thing. It takes a while for us to hit those. And it looks like we might come up to some lap traffic. Now, I don't remember what I was trying to say. Can't remember exactly what I was going to say, but right now as it stands, this car is going to be really good come those other tracks. When we get to Abu Dhabi, which is going to be way later, that's going to be the championship race for us, hopefully. But when we get to Abu Dhabi, that's also a very technical track as well, and our Alpine should be fully, well, close to fully upgraded over there, and then we'll see how that goes. But I know there's one or two tracks I'm a little concerned about, and that's Singapore and the Jeddah circuit, which is Saudi Arabia, and that'll be just before Abu Dhabi. So that's why we need to get a good points lead going, and we need to kind of have a good cushion just in case we have another Baku-Monaco incident. Which Baku was a disaster for this car, especially with that weak engine. But at least now the engine is doing pretty good, and we probably will not need to change the motor at least for, well, maybe at least until after Spa, maybe. And we can always put the other control unit back on because it's not worn too badly. coming out of the corner. Yeah, a little bit awkward there. But I think that's also because we're looking for the standing water. So I think now people with the wet weather tire.
We'll give you full wets in the next pit window, opening in 2 laps. Full wets in 2 laps.
So full wets. Let's see what the other competitors do, because I want to see if they end up on the full wets. But it's almost looking like that we could go to the intermediates. So if that happens, I may actually ask my team for intermediates, and then we just kind of work it out from there. So far, nobody is on pit road yet. Everybody's got some differing strategies for sure. Also, our fastest lap is currently still pretty good. I think it's safe to say that we are pretty safe with it. As you can see, we've opened up the gap big time to a 23-second lead ahead of Max Verstappen. I mean, I'll tell you one thing: we're in the lead. It's total domination, and I didn't change the difficulty of the AI. This is the same difficulty that we've had. It's just the stuff that we put on the car itself has made it a lot more fun to drive. Yeah, we're starting to really feel the effects of the track starting to dry out. But it is going to take a while for it to fully dry out. I highly doubt we're going to get it till at the very end. But we gotta find some standing water to kind of help this out. In fact, let's see if I can see how well our tires are starting to yellow a bit, because I think we're starting to wear these out, because now there's less standing water on the track. So we're gonna need to race. We're gonna need to find some standing water here to like try and get this. Let's see.
A few teams seem to be putting intermediates on now. Come in and switch over if you need to.
There it is. They're going to be going to the intermediates. So that's what we'll be doing, because I can feel that this car is now starting to struggle a bit on the wets, because I think they have overstayed their welcome. Now Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton have come to pit road. Here they come, and they're gonna all go to the intermediates, I bet. Let's see. We could come in. Yep.
You're doing well out there. Keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so they're in. And is Verstappen staying on the wets? Possibly. But you know what? We're so far up now that we could possibly come in and go ahead and go to the intermediates. Carlos Sainz is still on the wets. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to go to there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go right to the intermediates to kind of stay ahead of everybody. But they all tried to pull an undercut.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Understood. Copy that.
Whoa. Yep. Had to check that really late. But now we're going to come in and we're going to get in our tires. In fact, here we come now. We're going to be coming in to get the intermediates. We shouldn't lose too much time to these guys, because as you can see, Saints is still on the wets. Everybody else is on the intermediates. So again, we don't have to worry too much right now. But here we go. Off come the wets. On go the intermediates.
Exit now.
There we go. 3-second stop, not too bad. And we're surely not going to lose too much time here. Especially after we give the car a lap or two.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Alright, so that takes care of fuel stops and pit stops and everything. So now let's see how this cycles out. And oh yeah, I can feel the difference. So let's see, how is everybody doing now? Because now Carlos Sainz is on pit road. I'll tell you one thing, the Ferraris have just not been doing so hot. So it looks like we've only lost... Well, let's see here. Our teammate is now in the pits. Okay, so we lost about...
Fernando's in for his stop.
We lost about 20 seconds. That's okay. As you can see, we are still really good. And now with the intermediates on, we just have to nurse these as much as we can And even though the rain is going to be gone, you know, in 10 minutes, I don't think that's going to really make us go onto the slicks. So I think if we can just open up the gap again on Lewis Hamilton, we should be good. As you can see, we have now gone purple in that sector because we now had some better tires here. And I will say though, if we end up being able to change to the slick tires at the end of the race or on the final lap, we will definitely do we'll definitely do the softs, because the softs will be good enough. Let's see if we can get the fastest lap again, because I have a feeling that Lewis Hamilton is going to possibly weasel it out of us, because we really want to do a trifecta here if possible. In fact, just in case, let's go ahead and use a little bit of overtake. First time since the start of the race. See how well this goes. Okay, so we were a little bit quicker in those two sectors, but not enough to get the fastest lap again. And now we'll see if anybody else decides to challenge for it. Because remember, if we get that fastest lap, then we will definitely get that extra bonus point, which will help us tremendously in the title, in the title hunt. So here comes Verstappen, here comes Lewis Hamilton. Let's see if they... Dang it! Verstappen got us.
Verstappen has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
Ah, okay. So now we just gotta get up towards him because we need that point back.
He's dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
So we need to really see if we can get that back. I had a feeling he was going to do something, but I'm glad it was Verstappen and not Hamilton. Because if it was Hamilton, I was going to be really pissed. So let's save up some overtake, and then we're going to try it again. We're going to see what we can do here. We went green and purple. We'll see if we can get purple here in this area. Gotta be really careful going through. We also have a car in front of us that could cause some problems. I believe that is Nicholas Latifi. Yep, it's Latifi. Or Goat-Tifi, as some of the fans call him.
Our gap behind is 27.7 seconds.
Okay, let's keep an eye out here because he's gonna possibly screw us over. But let's see. Oh, he's gonna park the bus right here, but let's see if we can get a good launch. Go ahead and use a little bit of that overtake. Let's see, where's Latifi gonna go? He's gonna stay right there. Do we get the fastest lap? And we do! We obliterate him.
That's a new fastest lap of the race.
So we have obliterated Verstappen's time by about 2 seconds, which is great. So now we can go ahead and kind of just relax right here, as we now have 8 laps to go in this race. And this has been a fun rain race. I've really been enjoying this. Easy, buddy. There we go. We've been fast in Sector 1. Now we can see what happens here in Sector 2. And I think we're going to put Mazepin a lap down. And it looks like the Ferraris are having a hard time back there. Which is a real shame, because either it wasn't their time yet to change a motor, or something went wrong. I'm not sure what exactly happened with Charles Leclerc and the others. Getting through the corners nice and easy, and we are actually now going purple in all the sectors without even using any overtake. Could we actually get a fast lap again without using overtake? Let's see what happens. Just gotta be nice and tidy through here. Yep, nice and tidy. Just got a little bit wide, but it shouldn't give us a problem. Oh boy, that really messed us over, but let's see if we can get out of the corner just fine. Let's see what happens here on raw power. Let's see, are we going to best our lap? I don't think we are. Nope. Lost it by 7/100ths. So unfortunately, 7/100ths of a second because we messed up on that last corner. There's Mazepin in front of us, I believe. I feel like those are the only 2 cars we keep lapping, is Nicholas Latifi and Mazepin. So now Mazepin's going to need to let us go through. So let's see what he's going to do. He parks the bus right in front of us, causing us to causing us to have to take evasive maneuvers. I don't know why it's still...
The track is drying, but it's going to take a while to clear the standing water off the line. Don't start thinking about slicks just yet.
Okay. Well, there might still be a bit where we could go on the slicks, but we'll see. And even if we do, it will be the softs. But the track is improving a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see. Because we need a decent straight line to help us out. Okay, so we were purple there, we were green through that sector, thanks to Mazepin. I mean, Mazepin parked the bus, unfortunately. So that lap is going to probably get screwed, so we may have to use a little bit of overtake. As we get our way through these corners here, nice and easy. You can see the sky is getting a little bit brighter here. Nice. Ooh, nice and easy. Okay, here we go. Through this corner. See if we can pick it up. Doing a little bit of short shifting here while we're doing things. That one's not going to be the fastest lap. We're down by 3/10. But we're going to be okay now because there's nobody in front of us for a good long while, so we shouldn't catch anybody on this lap. Got a little off kilter there. We did go green. You can definitely start to see that the skies are starting to really lighten up a little bit, but I think it's not going to harm us at all. So I think we can be just fine here on the intermediates. But I can also feel too that the car is starting to feel a little bit rumbly. Like I'm feeling a vibration, but it's a vibration in the wheel, but nothing too bad. Could just be the fact that we hit a dry spot, or maybe we're starting to feel the effects of the tires. I don't know. I just know that whenever anybody comes to pit road, we will more than likely come in for softs. Up ahead should be Mick Schumacher, but I don't think we're going to get there. Ooh boy. Car's getting a little bit nose happy, a little bit squirrely there, so who knows, maybe we might get some dry racing, which means our fastest lap could be in jeopardy. But we shall see. In fact, we're now on lap 23 of 27, so about 5 laps to go now. I'm starting to see a little bit of blue sky starting to pop through. But I don't think that's going to cause us any problems. At this point, we have led pretty much every single lap of this race, and now we're definitely going into the purple here. You can see we now have a 35-second lead ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Even though the Mercedes cars are usually the fastest and are right there behind us, we seem to be a lot better in the longevity of things. Let's see how we did here on this second sector, because I'm curious to see if we went purple or green. Most likely, I think we may have gone purple. There we go. So now we just need to get through this final sector and see if we can actually get the fastest lap again. See if we can bring that time a little bit downwards, just in case somebody tries to go out on slicks and take it away from us. But they might run out of time, and they will possibly have to wait on the track conditions here. But let's just see how this goes. We're going nice and easy through these corners. And France has been a really fun track. I kind of wish that they would put this in GT7, because that would be a lot of fun. Ooh, we kind of parked the bus a little bit, but let's see what happens on this lap. Is it going to be enough to get us the fastest lap again? It is!
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
So a 144.103 is now our fastest lap, which is awesome. Wonder how that is compared to the others. As a reminder, too, we are going to go back to the replay and see what happened back there with Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez, because after their little incident, I haven't seen hide nor hair of them. Oh, Sergio...
Okay, looks like some of those puddles are clearing. We're still on the right time for the time being, but we're not a million miles away from slick conditions.
So Sergio Perez is now out of the race, and there he is. He just retired on my left-hand side.
Okay, you're creating some breathing space between you and the car behind by a few seconds per lap.
Man, I wonder if Perez's engine blew again. That's possibly another issue.
Okay, clear.
That's possibly another engine issue for Red Bull. So Red Bull seems to be having quite a bit of problems. Oh boy. Got a little bit loose there, but we're okay. Because you know what? Some of that loose condition stuff that we were having at some of the other races has been fixed thanks to the team, because we got some better rear downforce management back there, which is great news. We're coming down to just...
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Well, we got 3 laps to go now, so pretty much we're not gonna have to worry about fuel at this point. So now we're catching up to some more of the back markers. Just gotta find those little puddles and keep ourselves nice and good here. We now got a 40-second lead ahead of Lewis Hamilton, which has been just amazing. I mean, this has been one very cool race, and you can see it's starting to get foggy now, or at least that's just more like the glare that is coming out. Oh man, I think that was like the glare. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that this game had the ability to show you glare. Huh, nice. Alright, so now we're catching up here to Mick Schumacher, and then I'm not sure who else is there. It could be Giovinazzi for all I know. Or it could even be Kimi Raikkonen, but right now the Alphas have not been doing so hot. But we'll be able to catch them here on the next couple of corners. And you can see that we got the thing saying approaching the back markers, so there is Mick Schumacher, there is Giovinazzi. Still a little bit ticked at what Giovinazzi did to us at Baku. So I think I kind of would like to get him into the... Oh my god, Mick Schumacher! No. You know what? We got a big enough lead. That shouldn't cause us any problems, but man, he parked the bus, so now the car has a little problem with the front wing, but it shouldn't cause us any problems. But why did he park the bus right there? That may have hurt our arrow, but we'll have to see. I mean, if we did hurt the arrow, then we may have to come into pit road to get that fixed. But we're so close to the end of the race, I think we're going to be okay. So let's just continue let's continue here, because we got 2 laps to go this time by. So 2 laps to go. Let's just see how much that damage has affected our front wing as we make our way through these corners. Yeah, this thing is feeling tighter, but there's not really much we can do at this point. I mean, we got a big enough gap that, you know, we shouldn't have to worry about, you know, anybody closing the door on us. But dang it, Schumacher. I thought you had a little bit more respect. But right now, not so much. So now we're approaching the next back marker.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
Oh no, they've activated DRS. Alright, so because of that, a lot of other drivers, I think we're gonna see some people start to get the fastest lap. But we'll see what happens. Because I don't think anybody's close enough, except for maybe the back markers, to even use DRS. So DRS is now enabled, which also means that the track is starting to dry out more, but we are definitely not going to go onto the slicks. But I think, for right now, I don't think we're going to have to worry about our fastest lap getting destroyed. Because we might be able to walk out of here with the fastest lap. But let's just see what happens. Because right now you can see that Hamilton, Verstappen, and Norris are nowhere close to each other, so they So more than likely, they are not going to be able to keep this up. But here we go. We got a damaged front wing, courtesy of Mick Schumacher, excuse me. But we're going to take the white flag presented by Ally Bank.
This is your final lap of the race.
And so now this is going to be big. Can we hold on to this car? I mean, we have a big enough lead, but we just need to be really careful because now the water, all that water is starting to go away, which means that now a dry line is starting to form. So we gotta find those puddles, which means we gotta find some different things. And Antonio Giovinazzi is trying to pass us, but I don't think he can do that because we've really had to slow down our pace. But we still got a decent 40-second lead ahead of Lewis Hamilton, which is now down to 39 seconds. But I think it's too late for him to do anything. But right now I can see that the track has dried out, or is starting to dry out, but it's not going to be enough for anybody to catch us. So we just gotta be really cautious here, keep our tires nice and good. But I'm pretty sure that we will hold on to the fastest lap, and we'll see what happens here. Because I can see some more back markers, but those are not going to be an issue. Also, whoa, got a little bit way wide there, but that's okay. Also, give a call to Sebastian Vettel, who's going to finish 5th in this race. Well done for the Aston Martin. Lando Norris is still kicking out strong. Verstappen will rally back to finish 3rd. Lewis Hamilton is going to finish 2nd. But here we go, coming out of the final couple of corners. Out of the final corner, we bring home the Alpine in the win. We will win the French Grand Prix and take it to the winner's circle. Yeah, baby.
Fantastic. You've won the Grand Prix.
Yeah, boy. We most certainly did, especially with a damaged car. Charles Leclerc got the driver of the day? Oh, wow. Wonder where he finished.
A great race then, and a fantastic victory here at Paul Ricard. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Very nice, indeed. Good to be back in the winner's circle again. Back-to-back wins, baby.
Winning drivers, and what a race it was. This is a team that knows success very well in F1, and they're just itching for even more. Congratulations to the Alpine team for their excellent win.
Look at that. An American beating Lewis Hamilton and beating Max Verstappen. Tell ya, the United States is in good hands with us. That was a lot of fun. Got us quite a few bonus points too.
After an incredible performance, Lewis Hamilton secures the top spot in the Drivers' Championship.
Dang
After
it.
an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Well, my driver of the day has to be Charles Leclerc. He was unstoppable out on the track today, weaving through the competition with ease.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
So we did not get any change in the point standings except for Lewis Hamilton now up there. But look at that. We closed the gap, and pretty much if we win at what's it called? Austria, then we'll be in the points lead. Alright, now we need to go back and review the replay to see where Bottas had his issues. So let's see here. Let's go here. Let's go on board, see if we can decipher what happened. Alright, so here we are riding on board with him. Ooh, he's getting loose. Oh, he lost control! He lost control! Wow! Oh my gosh! Let's see that from Sergio Perez's camera. So here's Perez. It looks like Bottas just oh, he just lost it. Ugh. And then Perez just slammed into him. Wow. Let's go back on board here with Valtteri Bottas. Let's see how the rest of the field... Yeah, oh, he just got up on the curb. Perez got in there. Whoa! Daniel Ricciardo also got... Oh, Ricciardo got hooked up. So that's where the safety car came out. So that screwed him over. But now let's see about Sergio Perez. We gotta get to the very end of it. Wait, where did he go? We just lost him. There he is. Alright, let's see if we can sort out what happened here, because he had some sort of issue. Now, let's go on board with him. See if we can sort out... Alright, this is probably where he had his issue. Let's fast forward a little bit. Alright, let's take a listen. Everything sounds good here. Oh, seems like something busted. Yeah, something busted. Yeah, something must have screwed up. In fact, I'm wondering, did he blow something up and we just didn't see it on the actual replay? Let me see if I can sort this. Let's see if he pops anything out the back. Oh, there it goes. Yep. Something blew in that motor. Now, I'm kind of curious though, did we get the fastest lap there at the end? Because I'm pretty sure we did. There's a couple of instances here. Mechanical failure for Perez. And look at all that. And look at that, Valtteri Bottas got a 5-second time penalty for collision with Sergio Perez. In fact, where did he finish? Wow, he came back to finish 10th. So, not bad. So that's why he's got that. Interesting. But it doesn't say exactly if we... Oh, yes, it does. We did keep the fastest lap. Nice! So 144.103 while everybody else was running slower, because we do have the more technical car, which is great. What a race. And that was so cool too. I've not really done too much rain racing in my entire life, but that was so fun. I really loved this track.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
Well, it wasn't.
How are you feeling after that win?
Let's see.
You're beating all expectations. Would you say we all underestimated you? How do you feel the competition is for you this season? Great. Well, that's everything.
Cool. So, nice little easy positive thing there. Glad they didn't throw in any of those other questions, but we did a good job. So look at that. So we actually got some more things over our rival, which means that now we are that close to him, which means if we get a race like this in Austria, then we'll be awesome. But that was an awesome race. Alright, so next time we see you guys, will be in Austria for the Austrian GP, and we'll be at the Red Bull Ring. That's going to be a fun race. I'm thinking that's going to be a winning race as well. So if you guys want to see more of these, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, as well as comment, too, about your thoughts on the race. And I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care.